In the vast expanse of the ocean, nothing is more haunting than finding a ship without its crew, whispering tales of mysteries untold. The Mary Celeste remains one of the most perplexing maritime mysteries ever recorded. Found adrift on December 5, 1872, with not a soul on board, this American brigantine's story has puzzled historians for over a century. As we dive into the foggy details of her last voyage, the theories that try to explain her abandonment, and her lasting impact on maritime lore, we explore not just the mystery, but our deepest fears and fascinations with the world unknown. The Mary Celeste was an American brigantine merchant ship famously found deserted in the Atlantic Ocean off the Azores Islands on December 5, 1872. The ship was found in sound condition, with personal belongings undisturbed and its cargo of denatured alcohol intact. The mystery surrounding the abandonment of the Mary Celeste remains one of the most enduring maritime mysteries of all time. The Mary Celeste was an American brigantine ship, often described as a sturdy and well-built vessel, measuring 103 feet in length and 25 feet at the beam. She was launched from Spencer's Island, Nova Scotia, in 1861, originally named the Amazon, and was later refitted and renamed the Mary Celeste in 1869. Her structure featured a classic mid-19th century brigantine design, ideal for intended commercial purposes, primarily transatlantic voyages. On November 7, 1872, the Mary Celeste set sail from New York Harbor, destined for Genoa, Italy. Captain Benjamin Briggs, a seasoned mariner, commanded the vessel, accompanied by his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and a crew of 8. Benjamin Spooner Briggs was born on April 24, 1835, in Marion, Massachusetts, a town with a rich maritime heritage. He was part of a seafaring family and developed a deep love for the ocean at an early age. Briggs was known for his steadfast character, religious devotion, and a meticulous nature, qualities that earned him respect in the maritime community. Briggs began his career at sea as a young man and quickly rose through the ranks, demonstrating both competence and moral integrity. By the time he married Sarah Elizabeth Cobb in 1862, he had already commanded several ships, and his reputation as a skilled and prudent captain was well established. Briggs took command of the Mary Celeste in 1872. He was not just the captain, but also the partial owner of the ship, which indicated his confidence in the vessel's seaworthiness and profitability. The voyage that would become his most famous began in November of 1872, with the Mary Celeste carrying a large cargo of denatured alcohol bound for Genoa, Italy. His wife Sarah and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia accompanied him on the voyage, which underscores the trust and comfort he had in the undertaking of the journey with his family aboard. This decision also highlights the routine nature of the trip, as it was not uncommon for captains to be accompanied by their family members for longer voyages. Briggs was noted for his disciplined approach to command. He maintained a strict yet fair atmosphere aboard his ships and was deeply religious, which influenced his leadership style. His logbooks and personal letters suggest a man who paid great attention to detail and was methodical in both his professional duties and personal life. He was described by those who knew him as a calm, rational individual, not given to rash decisions or flights of fancy. The primary mission of the Mary Celeste was commercial, to transport denatured alcohol to Genoa, Italy, for use in wine production. This cargo was valuable and chosen for its non-flammability, which adds layers of complexity as to why it was left undisturbed if piracy or theft was a motive for abandonment. The Mary Celeste navigated through the North Atlantic, known for its unpredictable weather, especially in winter months. Historical weather reports near the time of the discovery indicated rough seas and bad weather conditions. On December 5, 1872, the Mary Celeste was spotted by British brigantine vessel De Gratia in the Atlantic Ocean about 400 miles east of the Azores Islands. The Mary Celeste appeared to be under partial sail and drifting aimlessly. Captain David Morehouse, who commanded the De Gratia, was taken aback by the odd sailing patterns of the Mary Celeste and decided to investigate. Captain Morehouse sent a boarding party to the Mary Celeste. The scene aboard was puzzling. The ship was deserted, yet the personal belongings of the crew and the ship's logbook were found intact. The crew's personal belongings, including clothing, valuables, and personal papers, were left undisturbed. The ship's logbook was found intact, and the last entry was made on November 25th, about 10 days before the ship was found. This entry indicated nothing unusual, and the ship's daily and scientific instruments were in place, showing no signs of a struggle or hurried abandonment. The Mary Celeste was found to be in good seaworthy condition. Her sails were partially set and in reasonable condition, although some were slightly damaged, suggesting she had encountered rough weather. The ship's helm was set, and a makeshift sounding rod used to measure water depth was found abandoned on the deck, indicating a sudden departure. The ship's lifeboat was missing, suggesting that the crew had left in a hurry, possibly to escape a perceived threat. The cargo of 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol was largely intact, with only 9 barrels found empty, which were made of red oak instead of white oak, like the others, making them more porous and prone to leaking. The ship exuded an eerie, abandoned feel, as if life had suddenly stopped. The table in the captain's cabin was set with plates, as if a meal had been recently prepared but never eaten. The discovery of the Mary Celeste as a ghost ship would have sent chills down the spine of the maritime community and beyond. The intact nature of the personal effects and the absence of the crew creates a haunting narrative, presenting a stark reminder of the perils faced by those who make their livelihoods at sea. Over the years, numerous theories have surfaced, attempting to explain the fates of the Mary Celeste's crew, ranging from plausible to bizarre. These often include natural disasters, mutiny, piracy, and even paranormal activity. One popular theory suggests that a waterspout or a sudden sea quake might have frightened the crew into abandoning the ship. This theory posits that they may have feared an explosion due to the fumes from the alcohol they were transporting, leading them to hastily depart on the lifeboat, only to be lost at sea. Natural events such as waterspouts can indeed cause significant panic among a ship's crew. Waterspouts, essentially tornadoes at sea, can be very frightening and may lead a crew to believe that the ship is in imminent danger, particularly if they are not experienced with such phenomena. It is quite plausible that the crew misunderstood the dangers posed by the alcohol fumes. While the cargo of denatured alcohol is less flammable than other types of spirits under certain conditions, it could emit significant fumes. An inexperienced crew or one under stress might misinterpret these fumes as a sign of impending explosion, particularly if they had limited knowledge of the chemical properties of their cargo. Another theory revolves around the possibility of mutiny or foul play among the crew, potentially spurred by the personal grievances or mental breakdowns. However, the lack of signs of violence and the crew's known loyalty and experience somewhat counter this theory. In the case of the Mary Celeste, there is little direct evidence to suggest mutiny or murder. The ship was found with no signs of violence or struggle. Personal belongings and the cargo were undisturbed. The lack of disturbance argues against a violent mutiny or confrontation. The background and relationship of the crew largely contradict the mutiny theory. Captain Briggs was known to be a fair and respected leader, and he selected the crew himself, indicating a level of trust and familiarity. Furthermore, the presence of his family aboard suggests that he felt secure with the crew's composition. Less scientifically grounded theories include paranormal interventions or alien abductions. These are bolstered by the ship's undisturbed state, which some argue could not be explained by ordinary human actions. Supernatural explanations often gain traction in cases like the Mary Celeste because they fill in the gaps left by lack of concrete evidence and the human tendency toward fascination with the mysterious and unexplained. Such theories provide a way to explain the seemingly inexplicable, appealing to our curiosity about the paranormal and unknown. The key features that make the Mary Celeste situation susceptible to supernatural interpretations include the complete absence of the crew, without a trace, the ship being found in good condition, and the mysterious circumstances under which the abandonment occurred. These elements create a perfect setting for speculation beyond ordinary human experiences. The Mary Celeste has become synonymous with the concept of a ghost ship, a vessel found without its crew, but seemingly ready for operation. This integration into maritime folklore emphasizes themes of the unknown and unexplained, serving as a metaphor for the mysteries of the sea. In modern maritime culture, the story of the Mary Celeste symbolizes the perilous nature of sea voyages and the unpredictable dangers that sailors may encounter. It represents the fears and uncertainties inherent in exploring uncharted waters. Myths and legends, like that of the Mary Celeste, reflect human fears of the unknown and the unexplained. They contribute to our understanding by highlighting how humans use stories to cope with fears and to try to make sense of events beyond our control or understanding. Advances in forensic science, such as DNA analysis, and improvements in meteorological technology could offer new insights. For example, sophisticated simulations of sea conditions and weather patterns at the time of the ship's voyage might clarify whether natural phenomena could have influenced the crew's decision to abandon the ship. Additionally, digital reconstruction and 3D modeling could provide deeper insights into scenarios that were previously impossible to visualize or analyze in detail. Modern interpretations benefit from a broader scientific knowledge base and more rigorous investigative techniques. Today, hypotheses about the Mary Celeste can be evaluated with a better understanding of maritime conditions, chemical properties of the cargo, and psychological aspects of isolation and stress at sea, which weren't as well developed at the time of the incident. Advances in science and technology enable historians and scientists to revisit and sometimes debunk long-standing theories by providing new methods for testing hypotheses and new tools for analyzing data. The Mary Celeste is often used as a case study in maritime safety courses to discuss the importance of ship design, cargo handling, and emergency procedures. It's also a prime example in historical investigation classes of how to approach historical evidence, interpret eyewitness accounts, and manage the folklore that can obscure factual analysis. The enduring interest in the Mary Celeste reflects a broader cultural fascination with the mysteries and the supernatural. It shows a collective eagerness to explore the unknown and deep-seated hope that modern tools and techniques can eventually provide answers to even the most foggy situations. The Mary Celeste has become almost archetypical in its influence on the depiction of ghost ships in popular culture, serving as a template for stories about ships found without their crews under mysterious circumstances. It has anchored the trope of the ghost ship in novels, films, and even video games, where the supernatural plays a central role. The Mary Celeste serves as a monument to the mysteries of the sea and the limits of human understanding. Through her story, we traverse the shadowy line between fact and fiction, exploring how her tale has evolved into a cultural symbol. The legacy of the Mary Celeste is not just one of a ghost ship, but of a challenge to our understanding of the world, one that urges us to keep questioning and keep pondering. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this discussion about the mystery of Mary Celeste. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. If you have a topic you'd like to see me cover in the future, drop a comment. And always remember, don't drink the Kool-Aid.